Ramadan Challenge – пособие о правильной трансформации в священный месяц.
Ramadan is an important month of obligatory fasting for Muslims. Throughout it, the believer adheres to certain dietary rules. What are the benefits of fasting during the fast? How to eat properly and what happens to our body during fasting. Pros: hunger has a positive effect on blood sugar levels. Beneficial effect on the kidneys, pancreas, and blood vessels. Reduced risk of cardiovascular disease. Reduces the level of low-density lipoproteins, the so-called bad cholesterol. Improved brain function. Starts the process of autophagy, which means eating yourself in Greek. Autophagy is the process of destroying intracellular debris with the help of lysosomes, which means that our bodies eat old, expired, and damaged disease cells. What should be minimized or eliminated during fasting? Quick, simple carbohydrates, because they sharply raise blood glucose levels and just as sharply lower them, which ultimately results in weakness, fatigue, dizziness, and possibly nausea. For this reason, the person spends the day unproductively, sleeping more and lying down more. Important during Ramadan: don't eat everything from the table at once. The interval between meals should be 5 to 10 minutes. Avoid overloading the body with salts, seasonings, and heavy fats. Observe the water regime. As we know, the norm is different, but in general, it is 30 milliliters per kilogram of human weight, and it is better to drink warm water. Speaking of Iftar, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, it's recommended to break your fast with dates. If you have dates, talk with them. If you do not have them, talk with water, for it is purification. Hadith Abu Dawood. When we start drinking water, water begins to start our internal processes. The body prepares for intake of food, therefore it is very important to start with water. Then it is advisable to eat 1 to 2 dates. Why dates? Dates contain a lot of glucose and it satiates the body. So by eating dates, our body is quickly saturated with glucose, and this helps to saturate the body to further eliminate overeating. Dates contain a lot of vitamins A, B, vitamin C, and many trace elements. For example, the most important are iron, potassium, and calcium.
Hello, Arai. How are you doing? Hello. Good. How is your Ramadan going? You're fasting. It's fine. Easier. Well done. Are you getting up for Suhoor? I can't seem to get up lately. Well, in general, it is very important to get up for Suhoor. Because first of all, if we do not get up for Suhoor, then our metabolism is already disturbed, a little bit weakened, and this leads to early starvation. That is, you begin to feel hunger early. So it is advisable to get up for Suhoor. Well, after lunch, I'm hungry. I'm not thirsty. I'm hungry. Well, that's why it's important to wake up for Suhoor. And how should you eat during Suhoor? I would like to tell you, the most important thing during Suhoor is that we must have some protein. It may be poultry, chicken, duck, or meat, beef. You could also choose some variety meats, liver, kidney, and it can also be cheese or eggs. And a very good food is fish. Today we decided to cook fish. For that, we have mackerel today. It is a very good fish. It is very rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which is good. It has a good influence on our hormonal balance. It is very good to eat this fish, especially for women and for older people. To cook the mackerel today, we need to take 1 mackerel, our greens, dill, parsley, and onion. And we need olive oil, salt, and black pepper. So let's start by cooking the mackerel. First, let's turn on the oven. The oven will need to be on for 35 to 40 minutes.
45 минут. Включаем духовку и ставим
Let's turn on the oven and set it at 180 degrees.
Вот мы уже почистили и
Here, we have
промыли
already
рыбу.
cleaned
Она
and rinsed
чистая.
the fish. It's
Вообще,
clean.
это как бы блюдо на
Actually,
двоих.
this dish is for
Но я бы,
two,
наверное,
but I
съела бы
probably
его.
would have eaten it alone.
Сейчас мы
Now,
мелко
we're going to
нарежем
finally
зелень
chop the
и,
herbs and rub salt
нашпигуем
inside the
внутрь,
fish.
рыбы,
Then we'll
зелень
bake
и
it.
соль натрем. Потом будем запекать. Зелень можно взять любую,
You can
но мы
choose
сегодня
any
взяли
greens you want,
укроп,
but today
петрушку.
we picked dill,
и лук
parsley, and
зелёный.
green onions. While we're
Пока мы
chopping
нарезаем
vegetables,
овощи,
I
хотела
wanted to
спросить,
ask you,
Arai,
Arai,
что ты обычно
what do you
кушаешь на
usually
сухой?
have for suhoor?
Ну, я
Well,
ем
I eat
кашу
porridge for
на
suhoor.
сухой.
Well, I try to eat mostly more dates and water. What's your advice as a nutritionist?
Советуете как нутрициолог?
Вообще, я бы
Generally, I would
порекомендовала на
recommend to
сухур
eat some
обязательно
protein,
кушать какой-то
vegetable
белок.
protein,
Можно
beans.
растительный
Beans are
белок,
good
там,
for
фасоль,
suhoor.
бобы.
It is
Конечно,
desirable
хотелось
to
бы
add our
тоже
vegetables.
добавить,
It can be
желательно
any
добавлять
vegetables.
что-то из овощей.
It
Это
can be
могут быть любые
zucchini,
овощи.
cucumbers,
Это
and
могут,
any kind of
может
cabbage,
быть и
white cabbage, red
кабачки,
cabbage, any
и,
type of greens.
огурцы и
It would
любые-
also be
любые виды
good to add
капусты,
some
да,
fats.
белокочанная,
You eat porridge, for
краснокочанная,
example.
брокколи,
I would recommend
любые
you to
вид-
add
любой
some
вид
butter, for
зелени.
example, or
Также,
coconut oil is
хорошо
also
было
good.
бы добавлять какие-то жиры, да. Вот вы, например, кушаете кашу.
You can
я
add
бы вам
some nuts,
порекомендовала
dried
туда
fruits,
добавить
to satiate your
немножко,
body
например,
better
масла
during
пхи
suhoor.
или чуть-чуть сливочного масла, или там кокосовое масло, например. Можно чуть-чуть добавить орешков, сухофруктов, чтобы организм лучше насытился во время сухура.
So, we have dill here, and here we have dill and parsley. Now we're going to add some more. Can we add cilantro? Of course you can. Any kind of herbs you like. You can add more salt. Do not be afraid to add it, because the fish will absorb exactly as much as it needs during baking. There are even dishes that are baked completely in salt, yet the fish is not over-salinated. So, as much as necessary, don't worry, the fish will not be too salty. Add a little bit of black pepper.
Добавляем чуть-чуть черного перца.
Is that enough? Or more? A little more. Stir well.
Так, теперь берем рыбку
So now we take the fish
и туда
and stuff it with these herbs. I'll get the
фаршируем
foil ready.
рыбу этой зеленью. Я пока подготовлю фольгу. Так, теперь
Now
нужно еще
we need to
полить
put olive
оливковым
oil
маслом.
on it. You can put olive oil on the foil
Можно предварительно
beforehand.
фольгу тоже смазать оливковым маслом. Ну, в принципе, можно и так.
And inside, is it okay? No, that's fine.
Теперь закрываем
Now we close it
конвертиком, чтобы шовчик был сверху.
so that the
немножко
seam is on top.
Так, аккуратненько.
And then we pinch it a little bit and put it in the
И
oven.
в духовку.
And for how many minutes?
На
35 to 40 minutes.
Аккуратно.
Carefully. And for Iftar, we decided to cook chicken baked with vegetables. We're going to need about 900 grams to a kilogram of chicken. And the vegetables that you see on the table, I'll go into more detail later. Why did we choose chicken? Because it's a very light meat. It satiates our body, but it doesn't make our stomach feel heavy. So we will cook chicken. Some people wonder if it is okay to taste the food while cooking during Lent. There is this notion that a hostess, in order to make a good meal, needs not to oversalt it. She can taste the food for salt. She just doesn't have to swallow.
Не нужно глотать. Поэтому,
Ну, чтобы проверить, то, что
да,
внутри
чтобы
соли.
проверить.
I've heard that too.
Сегодня мы
Today we
взяли
choose
из овощей
peppers from the
перец,
vegetables,
например,
like bell
сладкий перец,
peppers,
да.
which are very
Он
rich
очень
in
богат
vitamins A and
витаминами А и
C.
С. Я не знаю, знаете
I
вы об
don't
этом
know
или
if you
нет.
knew that
И
or
на
not.
самом деле это
In fact, it's a real
настоящий
champion of
чемпион
antioxidants,
по содержанию антиоксидантов,
which are important
да,
for our body.
важны для нашего организма.
It also
Также
has
там
B
есть
vitamins.
витамины группы В,
B9,
B9,
B12 in
B12,
particular,
в частности, и
and vitamin
витамин
E,
Е,
which is
который
very
очень
good for our
благополучно
nervous
влияет на
system.
нашу нервную систему. Вот, поэтому у нас самые
Here,
полезные
that's why we have the
овощи,
healthiest
которые
vegetables you can
можно
think
съесть.
of. We
Морковка
have
у нас
carrots that are
богата
rich in vitamin
витамином
A,
А,
carotenoids,
которые
which are
полезны для
good
нашего
for
зрения.
our
Ну, это все
vision.
знают.
Well, everybody knows that from childhood.
Ну,
You can eat it like this too, right?
В таком виде же, да?
Yes, you can just eat a salad. Eat it fresh. In general, during Iftar, it is good to prepare some fresh vegetables to also make up for some water deficit. Fresh vegetables contain a very large amount of liquid, and I would highly recommend making, for example, some kind of salad and adding some protein to it. Dress it with some nice oil of your choice, olive oil or pumpkin oil. Also, for iftar, you can make, for example, vegetable soup with meat broth. For example, you can make borscht, cabbage soup, or some kind of puree mushroom soup, for example. If a person has an anemia or iron deficiency, then of course it is desirable to add some protein. The best option would be chicken or fish, because it is a protein that digests well. And what if a person likes to eat a lot of sweets? Then what should they do? How to make up for it? With dates? During fasting, of course, it is desirable to exclude sweet foods, especially foods with added sugar content. It is good to substitute fruit or dried fruit instead of cakes, cookies, which we are used to. It is better to choose fruits with a low glycemic index. You can Google a table which shows the fruits that have a low glycemic index. For example, apples, oranges, kiwi. I eat a lot of kiwi fruit every day. I take one pack. How many? Like 10 or 12? No joke. Well, kiwi is a very healthy product. It has a lot of vitamins that are good for our body. First of all, kiwi is good, for example, to marinate food. It is very good to break down protein fibers, and it helps with the digestion of food. For example, those who have low acidity, they are good to make salads with kiwi. For example, or marinate meat with a kiwi. You can also do so with vinegar, or you can just use lemon juice. This will allow you to pre-crack the protein, and the protein will be better absorbed in the body, especially those who have low acidity or problems with their gastrointestinal tract. What about juices or drinks? It is desirable to exclude juices, store-bought juices for the period of Ramadan. For example, you can replace juices with compotes or mores. For example, you can substitute herbal teas and drink pure water. But some people get nauseous when drinking pure water. So they can add a bit of lemon juice or a sprig of ginger or mint. The water will have such a little flavor, and then it will be drinkable. Anyway, we've already cooked the chicken. We've already chopped the vegetables. Now we'll need to turn on the oven to 180 degrees for about 60 minutes. While the oven is heating up, we can prepare everything on the baking tray. Let's lay out some foil and lay out all the vegetables. Okay, olive oil on top. Yes, we need to pour a little oil and put all the vegetables here. Now we can add mushrooms, carrots, peppers, and we'll put the chicken in here. Let's take care of the vegetables for now. We need spices. What do we add? We'll take salt, pepper, and we'll take thyme and rosemary. We have to be careful with the salt so we don't oversalt it. Now let's salt our chicken too. Let's add a little bit of butter while I stir the vegetables. In general, mushrooms have a lot of water,
поэтому у
so
нас
we have a
здесь
lot of juice.
будет достаточно сока. Грибы вообще состоят
In
практически
general,
на 90%
mushrooms are
из
90%
воды.
water,
А
and the
в
rest is a lot of
остальном,
minerals that
там
we
очень
need
много
for our
минералов,
body.
которые нам
There's
нужны
iron and
нашему
zinc and
организму.
iodine,
Есть и
so
железо,
eat a lot
и
of
цинк, и
mushrooms.
йод, поэтому кушайте побольше грибочков.
And on top, right?
Да,
Yes, you can put the chicken on top.
Так,
So
сверху надо
you would
будет
have to
закрыть
cover the
крышкой
top with foil
и поставить
and
в
put it in the
духовку.
oven.
Мы
We'll
поставим
put
в
the
духовку
chicken in the
сначала
oven
под фольгой
first under the
курицу на
foil for
60
60
минут,
minutes.
а
And
потом,
then when we
когда
have the chicken
курица у нас
cooked,
приготовится,
we will open
мы
the
откроем
foil and let
фольгу
the
и
chicken
немножко
bake a
дадим
little
курице
bit
немножко
for 10 to
запечься
15
минут на
minutes.
10-15. Оп. Итак, наша
So our
рыба
fish is
готова.
ready. Put it on the table.
Теперь потихонечку
Now we
открываем.
slowly open it up. Careful.
До
We've
готовности
got
у нас
about 10 to
осталось
15
минут
minutes until
10-15,
it's ready.
и предварительно нужно
And we'll
будет
need to
открыть
open the
фольгу,
foil
чтобы,
beforehand so the
курочка
chicken
немножко
gets a little
подрумянилась.
browned. We cooked the chicken now, it's ready. We'll show you the end result and you can repeat it later. I'm going to cook this at home today, so I think that this recipe can be done by everyone. If you cook it, be sure to tag us.
Если будете готовить, обязательно нас отметьте.
So it's ready to go. Our timer on the oven is already going off. The chicken is basically done. The vegetables, even if you have half of them raw in there, that's okay, because those vegetables that might be half raw can be eaten like that. Garnish, I like dill everywhere, always.
Везде, всегда.
Bon appetit!